Okay, now moving on to the second standard, completely standard number 2, integrity of capital markets. The first one that we have in that is material and non-material material and non-public information. Members and candidates who have material non-public information must not act on it or make others act on it till this information is made non-material or publicly available. First things first, what does material information mean? Material information means something very very important जिसके basis पे आपका decision affect हो सकता है. If it's a general information that does not really impact it, then that's not considered material information. Material information means an information, a secret information that you would want, an information that you would want because that would affect a decision that you would take. That is what material information means. Now, example to understand the standard. You are sitting in a board meeting where you know that the company is making, where you come to know that the company is making a loss. ऐसे through the board meeting you gauge that this is the situation, that the company seems to be going in losses. Nobody says it explicitly properly, but you just gauge that okay, the company is going in a loss because you were sitting in that board meeting. You understood this point. Now, if right after that meeting you put a resignation, that is a violation, because just by the basis of what you heard in that meeting, in the board meeting, you took a decision and you said मैं जा रहा हूँ. That is a violation because that information was not yet made publicly available. That information was confidential. It was not something that you had to act upon. Why is it a violation? अब बोलोगे यार वो तो करेगा ना अपने लिए. Why is it a violation? Because the moment you come out of that board meeting and you resign, 10 other employees will know that something is wrong and they will also resign. That is why this entire point is considered to be a violation, because you acted on something that was not publicly available. Now, listen to me very carefully. Let's assume you come out of that board meeting and for the next 1 week, you do a deep research on the company itself. You start reading about it, you go through every financial statement, you talk to auditors, etc., etc. You really get into the depth of it, and then you realize कि हाँ भाई, the company is really getting into losses and there is no way for it to revive. Keeping everything, you did such a deep research and then after a few days you decide to resign. Is that a violation? No, it is not a violation. Why? Because you may have used a little bit of material information, but you combined it with your own research, your own analysis, your own thought. You did not just act blindly based on something that you heard in the board meeting. No, you did a proper analysis, a proper research, and that's how you took your decision. This is called the mosaic theory, and this is the only exception when it comes to material and non-public information. So keep this point in mind, because this is something that they really trick people on. They ask it in such a way that it was material information, तो आपको लगेगा oh violation. But the next line will say, but he used his own, after that he used his own analysis and then he came up with the conclusion. That is not a violation. Keep that in mind. So that is material and non-public information. Moving on to standard 2B, market manipulation. Members and candidates must not engage in practices that artificially inflate trading values with the intent to mislead clients. Gonna explain this straight with a layman example. Assume you are a coffee brand. Assume that you are Nescafe. You own Nescafe. Very bad example, but okay, let's assume that you own Nescafe. And you realize that a lot of other coffee brands are making it big in the market. Now people have stopped buying Nescafe. The demand, like you're just seeing that the stock is not going away and people are shifting to other brands. Maybe they're shifting to a Starbucks or they're shifting to a brew coffee or other options. So you want to now tell people that no, you should go back to Nescafe. What do? You yourself buy back all your stock. You go to every shop and you buy all the Nescafe stock so that it shows in the news ki wow, all Nescafe stock has been sold. Suddenly there's a surge in demand, and that news will make people want to think ki wow yaar, itne sare log Nescafe kyun le rahe, matlab sahi hoga, and then they will also go and buy Nescafe. What did you do? You manipulated the market, right? You purposely did an activity that showed that your product is amazing and it made people want to go and buy it. Your intent was wrong. Your activity was done with the intent to mislead people, and that is a violation, and that is all what market manipulation means.